Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm here to review episode 3 of Sword Oratoria. And this episode gave me hope. You see, if any of you have watched or remembered my finale review of DanMachi, I said one of my major problems was Freya's purpose. Because she was hinting at something, and she caused a little mischief here and there, but overall, she didn't really do much for the overall story. She just kept on hinting that she was gonna actually do something to affect the entire plot, but in the end she really didn't. So I was wondering what the heck is this girl's purpose, and why the heck is she interested in Belle so much? And with this episode, we get more screen time with Freya and a little more insight as to what she's actually planning. So I am so happy for that, because this is definitely something that needs to be explained. Now, it probably won't be fully explained because, you know, there is still more content in the light novel, so it's probably explained in there, and you know, whenever season 2 is gonna come around, because that would be great. But if we can get a little more insight as to why Freya is doing what she's doing, then that would be great. Of course, I know why she's interested in Belle, but I want to know how she found out about Belle in the first place. Because if you remember, at the end of DanMachi, we find out that Belle's grandfather is Zeus, and so Belle, he can like be a part of like Zeus's familia, because like Belle's really powerful. He's most likely one of the gods. Still not too sure about that. Maybe he's like a demigod. We still really don't know. But yeah, so I really want to know how Freya found out about all this, or if she's just suspicious. Is she just testing out his abilities? In the end, we really just don't know, so I'm hoping that we can learn more. We go with Monsterphilia, and I remember this episode so well from DanMachi. It was the episode that sealed the deal for me that, yeah, I'm gonna continue watching DanMachi, and this time we get Ai's perspective, and I was always wondering why she never showed up in the Monsterphilia episode, and that's because she was busy dealing with other monsters, and I don't believe we saw other monsters from Belle's point of view, since, you know, he was so busy dealing with one of the more powerful beasts that Freya released. But in the meantime, we go with Ai's, and she's just, you know, slaying beast after beast, but of course she's using a weaker weapon. It's not really hers, and it's not an unbreakable blade, and her other comrades also didn't bring their weapons, and they come across this new species that looked like a snake but turned out to be a flower, and it multiplied. It has multiple mouths too, and it was very hard as well. Like, this was a strange creature, and it seems like more and more of these creatures are popping up now that I think about it, because this happened in episode 1 when that one caterpillar-like thing that could spew out acid appeared, and nobody knew what it was, so they were just like, huh, it's a new species. Well, it looks like this one god, his name starts with a D, I don't remember his name, but he seems to be the one creating these new species. Why? I remember Freya having an assistant. I don't remember how he looked like, but I know we didn't see his face. That's all I can remember. I don't remember like his body like mold or anything like that. So maybe Freya's assistant is this god. Again, I don't really remember how the body mold of Freya's assistant is, so maybe it was a completely huge muscly dude, so obviously couldn't be this god. But perhaps they're teaming up. I know Freya said in the end that she didn't know what that species was. She didn't release any monster like that, but perhaps, even though it is true she didn't release a monster like that, she knew it was around because she's teaming up with this one god. So what's this dude's deal? Like, what's his purpose? What's he trying to do? I gotta say, I'm so happy that Lefia was able to use her ability, because I was afraid we weren't going to see that happen till like the last episode, where she would finally stand up and help her friends and use her powers because she's so special, because she could use this like rare spell thing to where she could enhance or like duplicate a bunch of spells, something like that. But anyway, it's like really powerful, and it was able to help her friends. So yeah, really glad she finally stepped up, and hopefully she won't be a crying whiny little bitch for the rest of the series. The Yuri vibes will still be there though. Still don't support that ship. And that was this episode. I really enjoyed this one, and I know I'm definitely gonna be sticking with this, although I wasn't really giving it the 3-episode test because I want to find out more information of, you know, about like eyes, and now definitely with Freya. Oh, thank God, finally, and I can know what her deal is. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. I know a lot of people seem to be disappointed with Sword Oratoria, but maybe this episode sealed the deal for you and you're like, yeah, maybe this is worth watching. So let me know. And also, if you didn't know, my videos haven't been popping up on a lot of people's subscription feeds, or they're not getting the notifications. So please make sure to click or tap whatever device you're using on the bell that's right next to my subscription button. So make sure you click on that, and therefore you will be notified of all of my uploads. I'm your female otaku. Sayonara.